Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Crosstalks podcast. I'm delighted to I'm delighted to say that today I'm joined by Alex Sutton and Jersey Powell. We've got a lot of things to discuss, and hopefully we'll later be joined by Arlo, who is currently in the shower. So the first topic that all our viewers want to know is Alex, your marathon that you're doing for November. Tell us a little bit about your motivations behind that and why. What gave you the idea to run a marathon for November?
Yeah, so it's actually a marathon for Movember and JDRF, which is a charity to do with type 1 diabetes. But yeah, you're right. Movember gave me the inspiration because a lot of my mates kind of do it. I'm sure you see a lot of stuff, and I was like, oh, as I jump on that, even though as you can see, I can't really grow a moustache. This is like full growth, so it's not my forte. And then kind of just thought with everything that's going on at the moment, especially running wise, just the lack of races, and hopefully there'll be some soon. But I just thought, you know what, I could actually put some of this mileage I do to a bit of good use. So some people might argue it's a little bit rogue, but quite like being rogue sometimes. But yeah, looking forward to it, and yeah, just want to tick off a bucket list to make a start, and hopefully raise some money.
Nice. So there's been a lot of discussions around what sort of time you're going to run. Are you taking it hard, or you just want to get the distance done and say?
Good question. I think the honest answer is a balance. Obviously, in an ideal world, you'd run as fast as you can, but we've got to think long term here. But also, it would be quite nice to get around in like a decent time. So, don't want to specify a specific time, but I think sub 3 hours is definitely manageable. And hopefully, I can get around, and that is going to push me. But hopefully, it's not going to end my running career, so that I'll never be able to run again. Fall out of love with the sport, and hopefully get around the full distance. So yeah, a mix of getting around but also getting a respectable time would be lovely.
Nice. Are you planning to do it all on your own, or are you going to take advantage of being able to running pairs at some point?
Yeah, so the main, obviously, yeah, we've got twos at the moment. So my dad is going to come on the bike, and he's going to be chief nutrition and hydration manager, nutritionist. So that'll be good. So I have him, but I have also had a few of the boys. Shout out to Jacob and Sam. They probably won't see this, but also Mr. Ewan Gilchrist, who's also a Southerner, potentially interested to join for parts. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to work it so that obviously you can have different people at different times and whether they're running a bit further back. So yeah, hopefully going to have a bit of support, which should make it a little bit easier and more enjoyable as a whole.
Yeah. When are you planning to do it? Is it the end of the month?
Yeah, so end of the month, so 28th of November, which is the Saturday. So give myself maximum time to get all that mileage in, and then yeah, hopefully do it. As I say, on the Saturday. So yeah, that's the plan. I've done. Hopefully, going to get in basically 2 or 3 longer runs, like proper mileage in, just to kind of test it out. So we're going to go for 20 miles this weekend.
Nice.
So that should hopefully give me enough time to get there and then take a couple of easier weeks. It does take it out of you.
So, what sort of route are you thinking about doing? Is it going to be down south?
Yeah, so it's near the Thames. So we're probably going to start at my house, go down to the Thames, and there's actually an overflow of the Thames called the Jubilee River, which runs parallel to it. But it's good because it's really flat. And it's got like gravel path, so it's slightly softer than it would be on the tarmac. And that stretches for about 6 miles. So basically going to go like do a couple of bits of that and then maybe loop around Dorney Lake. So yeah, trying to keep it flat, not too hard on the joints, but also keep it interesting. So, the odd hill, actually, I think is probably a good thing, just to pick up a little bit.
Nice. Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all of our viewers as well. We wish you good luck, Alex, and we'll all be eager to know how it goes.
Thanks, Marco. I'll let you know, and we'll get the fundraising link in below. So have a read, and if you want to, why not donate? So yeah, thanks very much, Marco.
Great stuff. So the next topic I want to discuss is I'm sure Arlo will have a lot to say about this, and I'm sure well, Joe.
Bloody Arlo.
So I'm sure everyone saw Amelia's post the other day where she talked about even after lockdown, the university running club, and not just the running club, but other like sporting clubs at the University of Manchester aren't allowed to return to training. So I guess Joe, I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel about being told that?
So is this a university decision?
Yeah, well, I think they've been told. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I got the impression that it was kind of like government have said like university students aren't allowed to mingle, and obviously that includes like training. So the stance that the university have taken is like the AU have said that sporting activities aren't allowed to go ahead after lockdown. I think it's because they want to be able to send students home for Christmas. But if you just had this like big period of lockdown and then like the students will come out of that and then start mingling again with like sports and stuff, it kind of defeats the whole like idea of the lockdown. So you have the lockdown and then people will like go home after that rather than like be socializing and stuff. Which I understand, but it just seems a bit strange.
Yeah. Yeah. So sticking to that issue rather than talking about wider government lockdown issues. What I would say is, and I guess it is a general point as well, but I just think that keeping healthy and being able to exercise is obviously such an important thing to do. And this in this country, so many people die from heart disease, and a massive preventative thing that you can do to stop that is to exercise. So it's not as if it's just some frivolous thing that has it's not as if that's I just think that we shouldn't be discouraging people from engaging in sports. And there are so many people at university who see going to university as an opportunity to start doing sports, to start being more active. So I think in that point of view, I think it's a real shame. I know you didn't ask this, but I'd like to say it as well. I think when you look wider, obviously there's so much that the government are doing. Well, if you look at the moment, we've got international friendlies in football that are going ahead, which is just outrageous because nobody particularly cares about these games. And there's the massive risk of teams going overseas for non-competitive games. And at the same time, grassroots sport in this country has been completely cancelled. So for my club, Blackburn Harriers, and for probably a lot of other clubs who aren't Blackburn, one of our big money makers every year is the Ribble Valley 10K. If that race isn't going to go ahead, it's going to be a massive hit to the club. And I'm sure there are so many sports clubs across the country that are going to take this hit. And I think that this is something that's going to be felt by so many clubs and so many people. And I think its lack of insight into these things can be so difficult, really. And I think it's a shame that it's the international football friendlies that are kind of being allowed to go ahead, even though these are probably the most high risk events. So, sorry, I went a bit off topic, but
Joe, do you not want to see Jack Grealish banging in goals for Gareth Southgate though?
Yeah, obviously, I love that.
Who did we even play the other day? I don't even know who we played. Ireland, yeah. Did we win?
Yeah, obviously I was happy to see England win, but
yeah, that's making your point. I didn't watch it.
I mean, Alex, I'm gonna have a personal message to you. I think you must be upset to see that Mo Salah has caught coronavirus away.
Yeah, exactly. They should be kept on site in the training grounds and wrapped up for the Premier League. Let's not talk about Premier League fixtures. They're horrendous as they are.
Yeah.
These players aren't pieces of meat. They're humans.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Do you agree with Klopp's outrage and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's outrage as well, and Alex, about the fixtures and players being forced to play too much?
It is tough.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It is tough. Yeah, I guess in some ways you could compare it to the cross country calendar. You know, that period in, Joe, you might have to help me out here. Is it late October where you've got like Southerns, cross relays, obviously Manchester relays, which is well worth doing. That's kind of like the Champions League. That's like your Tuesday night. You got to go to that and win that. And then you've got Mansfield, and probably chuck in an area meeting as well with that. So I think, yeah, it is tricky. It's obviously far worse this year round just because everything's been compressed time wise. But maybe if they'd made, like, you know, got rid of the Carling Cup, maybe that would free things up a little bit. I know that's going to hit clubs lower down that probably really enjoy that, but somewhere you've got to make compromise. Otherwise, it's going to be, you're going to have issues all around, as we're seeing with some of the injury lists at every club.
I've just got some very exciting news. Arlo Ludwig entered the waiting room.
Okay.
Here we go. Special guest, Arlo.
Absolutely grill him, Marcus.
Okay. I don't know how quickly this has been hosted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, camera off and everything. Hello, Arlo.
He's on. Arlo, this is a serious production. Arlo, you need to be an orange. This is live. Go and get some orange on.
Okay.
Disgusting. We'll pretend that Arlo isn't here.
Yes. Oh, it looks like he's got a nice selection of books in the background.
Oh, he does. He looks like he reads a lot.
Yeah. Trying to make himself look more studious for the podcast. Nice. Anyway, so Joe, I would like to talk to you a bit more. Word on the street is that you picked up an injury, and it was either shortly before or shortly after the Manchester relays.
Oh, it was definitely before, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's a bit of an annoying one because so after the summer season, I just took a couple of weeks off, and during that time, I just got a bit of a swollen, painful knee, and it basically just hasn't gone away. So yeah, I thought I would do the relays because I said I'd do them. I didn't. What's the word? I didn't do myself proud basically with my time, but hopefully, I mean, I'm just seeing it as a bit of an opportunity actually, to do some other training. Hopefully, when the pools open again, I'm planning to do a bit of swimming to keep stuff in that way. And hopefully, in a couple of months, I'll be able to start running again, and I'll be back better than ever.
Better than ever. Is that still training with Trafford as well?
Yeah, it will be when I get back. But yeah, no, it's a good group down there, and they train a bit later as well, which is convenient for me.
Good for medics that do outrageous hours, isn't it?
The other thing I would like to talk about, so what would normally be happening if it wasn't for coronavirus would be we would be going to do the Braids Hill race in Edinburgh, but obviously that can't be on this year. And a tradition for the captain or captains is to down a pint of goose fat. So Harry Brown is going to be doing that tomorrow, and I just want to get your guys' thoughts on what sort of time do you think Harry Brown will do for a goose fat pint?
I literally have no idea.
I think Michael did I can't remember who did well. It was either Michael or Dan Lynch actually.
No, well, it depends what you say by doing well.
Oh. You're talking about an ex-housemate there.
No, I'd say I back Michael. Michael did really well, but Dan Lynch melted his, so I don't know what you think about that.
You did yours with a vegan alternative, didn't you, Joe? With
coconut oil.
Yeah. How did you find it?
I found it enjoyable. I enjoyed the flavour of the coconut actually.
Was it coconut oil?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I remember once, I must have said this before, but I remember once just drinking a can, like just of coconut milk, just whole.
Oh
And
yeah.
I really I love the flavor, but it made me feel so sick afterwards.
As in good.
It's just too much. Sorry guys, I don't actually have any orange. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Where's your ale house kit?
It's not with me at the minute, unfortunately.
Ricky.
But
Nice. Is that actually a club, or what happens? I thought Vegan Runners was like a legitimate like club.
yeah, I'm a member.
Oh, cool. What, first game?
Joe's got a kit as well, hasn't he?
I've got the kit as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's got a kit.
I just went for the orange today.
So what advice would you give, Joe, to Harry Brown tomorrow?
I'd say with all of these things, because I've obviously done a fair few challenges and little fun things in my time.
Big up.
I'd say with all of these things,
Christ.
with all of these things, it's the main thing is putting on a good show, putting on the entertainment and making sure that people are going to enjoy watching it. And yeah, I think that is the most important thing. I think whether or not you do it as fast as possible or something like that isn't as important as just kind of really putting yourself through it and like doing something that people go, oh God, that's horrible. But I'm enjoying watching it.
It's all about the people.
So yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own techniques, and I think it's best just to choose your own way and not necessarily copy somebody else and just make it kind of entertaining.
No, I agree. It's all about the entertainment factor. But even if you do it extremely quickly, that's not always the most exciting way to do it.
No, yeah.
Why do you want to do a sub 4 second pint? No one wants to see that.
I think they do want to see that, yeah. But I mean, that's something a bit different, isn't it? I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, Arlo. I'll give you a rundown of everything we've been through.
Yeah, sorry I was late, guys.
So,
What were you doing?
I was in the shower, I told you.
Yeah, but Arlo, we said we were going to be here for 9.
I was eating dinner firstly, and
then why did you go in the shower? I can understand dinner.
I wanted to be looking fresh.
It's a podcast, mate.
Did you
Oh,
work up a sweat at dinner time?
Yeah.
oh dear, I'm not even going to entertain that question.
Anyway,
yeah, so we started off by talking about Alex and running his marathon for November.
Oh yeah, that's.
yeah.
So yeah, he's very much looking forward to that. We think he's gonna smash it. And then we moved on to a big one, and I'd be interested to get your thoughts on this. So Amelia's post where she talks about not being allowed to return to training after the lockdown is over.
Marco, can I just say that Arlo hasn't seen this post legitimately because he's actually deleted his Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, is this the first time you've heard this, or have you been told?
No. I've got mental inside, but yeah, I've seen screenshots. I've not seen the actual post.
Well, what sort of impression did you get from the screenshots?
Well, it's another crazy thing which you got to wonder what they're even thinking. It's just going beyond any reasonable responsibility that they have to stop basically people training just because they happen to be doing it with a certain group of people. Like you could still train with your local club, or even just on you with friends. So I think it's ridiculous that the uni it's crazy. Like you couldn't imagine anything like this happening, but it's just been normalized now, hasn't it? Just these kind of, I guess, measures which basically tell people what to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Those are my initial thoughts, basically.
No, I do agree. I think you raise a good point that so university, like cross country and other sports aren't allowed to go ahead, but as soon as the lockdown's over, like it's fine for say like Sale Harriers or Trafford to start training again. Like, and I think that's right. I think they should be able to, but I don't think you can say that and then not let university students go back to training.
What?
Yeah.
One thing I say is, what about though, Arlo? If these stringent restrictions meant that AU could be rolled forward a few weeks.
That's that. Oh, crikey. Well, I know AU's on a lot of our minds. I think that at the end of the day, like as much as I want AU back, you can't throw everything out for AU just because the first AU is going to set you back a few months anyway.
But also the other thing is, Arlo and I speak from the south anyway, so it's not like we're directly impacted by these policies, are we?
Not
So
impacted even at all. So
no, so it's probably best
also
to
have alternative training arrangements.
yeah.
So, well, I've no idea how long we've actually been going for, because I thought it'd give us a time of recording, but it looks like it's just like play and pause. But it definitely feels like it's been
Days.
a decent length of time. So, yeah, just to save our listeners from having to.
Do you think anyone's still listening? If you've made it this far.
Yeah.
Although I think we need a few more hot takes.
Oh, should we get some quick fire hot takes?
Yeah, quick fire hot
Right.
takes.
Quick fire.
I mean, none comes to my head. Has anyone got any quick fire hot takes?
Wait, what does that actually mean?
It's just like a controversial opinion. Like, yeah, hot take.
Spurs are going to win the
About
league.
About anything.
Yeah, about everything. It's thrown out.
I love that.
Like AONB. Any other business, that kind of thing.
I thought AONB was area of natural.
Yeah, it is actually. Any other
Area of outstanding natural beauty.
Sorry, I've just been doing Arlo. You know what planners are like, which is working all the time.
Fucking
Have I got any other business?
Wait, Joe, what was your hot take?
Spurs are going to win the league.
Spurs going to win the league. That is a very hot take. To be fair, they do seem to be doing very well.
What have I got to say?
I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will last the entire season and won't get sacked until next season either. I think he's here to stay, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That is big. Has there been any good news? I can't really think of too much for mine. What about the F1? The
crikey.
Turkey was an absolute ice rink, and I'm going to put something out there and say that Lewis Hamilton's going to win this weekend.
Hot takes only, please.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'll think of it at AOB.
Any other business? God is taking me back to our committee meetings. They were such fun.
Great. Dua Lipa's on the new FIFA. Oh, and have you seen the news about Mason Greenwood?
No.
Oh, no.
He's been arrested.
But yeah, really?
Yeah, it's serious. Inside line saying it's very serious.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Could do time.
Yeah, because
if you've held on for this long, you're going to be a step ahead of the newsreels.
Yeah, this is inside stuff.
That's breaking news there from Alex.
Yeah, look up.
I've got I'd like to bring up an interesting article that I was reading today about how primary school children are performing worse than ever before on tests, and the worst affected ages are I think 7-year-olds, and the worst affected people are the most disadvantaged people. And I think that we did mention it, so I guess it is kind of relevant talking about lockdown. But I think that there are more outcomes to measure than with regards to lockdown than just deaths or infections. And I think that the futures of millions of people in this country and children who aren't going to get a good education because they don't they don't come from situations where they can get that at home, and they've been deprived of schooling, and they may be in the future. I think that is a travesty, and it's that is an outcome
well said.
we should be looking into.
Yeah, and it's that's long term as well, because those, you know, you think, okay, well, they're scoring badly at test age 7, but that will propagate through their life.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think we can look at, you know, these lockdowns, people see them as short term negatives, but in reality they do have long lasting effects as well. So that was a good point, Joe.
Big time. I'm quite sad to see Dom Cummings go though.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, I think good stuff.
What about Trump?
Yeah, no, good to see that for him. If he does ever go, that's
lost connection.
That's the issue, though, isn't it? You're gonna have to go at some point.
Okay. Speaking of having to go at some point, I think we should leave it there. Right. I'm gonna start the recording.
Should we thank our sponsors?
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Hilton, Pirelli, Dell.
Pirelli, Dell,
Patronus, and
Richard
Millie.
Thanks for this.
And the Vegan Runners.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the whole of Liverpool Football Club.
If you're still listening at this point, thanks very much.
You're probably related to one of us.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of my relatives will watch this. Right, yeah, good stuff.
Big.